Our topic is crystalline and amorphous solids. First of all, what is solids? There are three states of matter. First one is solid, second one is liquid, and third one is gases. And solids, what are the properties of solids? The solids have definite shape, definite shape and fixed volume, and they are rigid. They have distinct boundaries, and they have negligible compressibility. Now, there are two types of solid. First one is crystalline solids and second one is amorphous solids. Now the difference is, first one is the property, that shape, definite characteristics, geometrical shape. Means crystalline solids have definite geometry and amorphous solids have irregular shape. Means the arrangement of particles in solids is symmetrical, and the arrangement of particles in amorphous solids are irregular, or you can say they are short range solids. Means short range geometry is there, and in crystalline solids a long range geometry, or you can say a symmetry is there. The symmetric representation or symmetric arrangement of particles means in crystalline symmetric arrangement of particles are there, and in amorphous solids unsymmetrical, or you can say a short range symmetry. Means one symmetric in particles are arranged in one type of symmetry, and after then the symmetry of particles change, and then same type of symmetry is again there. Then means in amorphous solid there are irregular shapes, or you can say irregular geometry, or there is short range of geometry, short range of arrangements, or short range of symmetry. Now second one point is melting point. Melt at a sharp and characteristic temperature, and in amorphous gradually soften over a range of temperature. Means in crystalline solids the crystals the solids are melt at a sharp. Means you can say they give a sharp melting point, and at characteristic temperature, means at a fixed temperature they gives a sharp melting point. But in case of amorphous solids they gradually soften over a range of temperature, or you can say in amorphous solids a range of temperature will be given by these amorphous solids, and in crystalline solids a sharp temperature is there. Third property is cleavage property. Means when we cut with a sharp edge tool, they split into two pieces, and the newly generated surfaces are plain and smooth. Means when we cut a solid with the edges tool, then we found, means this is a crystal, and when we cut it from here, then we will found two pieces like this, and they having sharp edges, or you can say a plane surfaces. Means these two surfaces are plane in case of crystalline solids. But in case of amorphous solids, when we cut with the sharp edged tools, they cut into two pieces with irregular surfaces. Means when we cut this amorphous solids in two pieces, then irregular shape of crystals are there. And the reason is again same, that in crystalline solids the particles are arranged in symmetry, and there is symmetrical arrangement. And the reason for amorphous solids is that there is no symmetrical arrangement of particles are there. That's why the irregular cleavage or irregular surface is there. And fourth one property is heat of fusion. Means they have a definite and characteristic enthalpy of fusion, And in amorphous solids, they do not have definite enthalpy of fusion. Again, the reason is same, the arrangement of particles. Fourth one property is anisotropic property, means crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature and amorphous solids are isotropic in nature. Now, what is the meaning of this and this isotropic term? Isotropic term means that they shows same physical properties. They show physical properties. They shows same physical properties in different directions. Means when we check the directions of a solid in this direction or in this direction, in this direction or in this direction, the physical properties are same. This property is known as isotropic, and amorphous solid shows isotropic behavior and crystalline solid shows anisotropic behavior. That's why these are anisotropic in nature and amorphous solids are isotropic in nature. And next one is nature. What is the nature of these solids? Crystalline solids are known as true solids because the arrangement is symmetric, and the melting point is sharp, and the cleavage property and the heat of fusion means they have all properties like solids. That's why these are known as true solids. But in case of amorphous solids, they are known as pseudo solids. You can say false solids or supercooled liquids because they show some properties like supercooled liquids. That's why they are also known as supercooled liquids. And last one is order in arrangement of constituent particles, means how the particles are arranged in crystalline solid. They are long range order and they are only short range order, means a order is present in only short range, and in crystalline solids there is long range order, means after a long time the symmetry changes. But in case of amorphous solids, after a short time the symmetry changes. That's why they are known as short range order some amorphous solids, and these are long range order crystalline solids. Now the example is for crystalline solids. The example for crystalline solid is quartz, and for amorphous solid is silica. These two are the examples for crystalline solids and amorphous solids. And the second example is sugar and diamond also, etc. And in amorphous solid silica, and second one is glass. Now this is the difference between crystalline solids and amorphous solids.